What's going on, guys? Sean here, chilling outside, beautiful day. Just had me some breakfast. And today, I wanted to talk about something that many people ask me on my Instagram. And that question is, what kind of steroids am I taking? What kind of juice am I on? Because I've got to be on something, right? Well, to answer that question, I am not on any. I have never once taken. I live by an Air Force base, so we're gonna have jets flying over us. Hopefully, that's not too distracting. But I have never once taken any type of steroid. Now, am I against those who decide to go that way? Not by any means. If you decide, goodbye, brother. The mosquitoes are here. The mosquitoes are here. I gotta clean this up, guys. I'll be right back. Now, am I against those who decide to go that route, against those who decide to use anabolic steroids to enhance their physique? No. If that is your desire, if that is what you want to do, go for it. You are free to do whatever you want with your body. For me, like I said, I have nothing against them. It's just always been more of a mental thing. I like being able to claim that I am natural, that I don't have any performance enhancers in my system. Thank you for your service. And that everything that I have achieved is strictly through my own mental ability. I'm willing to push myself to that limit so that my body will grow, and I kind of pride myself off of that. The fact that, in some scenarios I'm going to the gym and I'm lifting with people who are using steroids, who are juicing, and I'm still right there with them, lifting the same weight, if not more. It feels good. I would be lying if I said it didn't. I like the fact that I can go in there with my natural body and still hold my own against those who are juicing. Now, along with that, you will have people who refuse to believe that you can achieve a good physique without the use of steroids. The people who will just assume that you are juicing, and I get many of those as well. Whenever people first started coming up to me asking if I was using any steroids or anything like that, at first I kind of took it as a compliment, because I have this stranger coming up to me, not necessarily a stranger, but I have someone coming up to me, asking me what kind of supplements I'm taking, and it feels good because obviously they feel that you have a physique so superior that you must be doing something that most people are not to achieve that. So in that sense, it feels good. But as it becomes more and more frequent, as I have people coming up to me accusing me of steroid use after I've told them time and time again that I'm not using anything, at that point it just becomes disrespectful. At that point it comes down to the fact that you don't believe that I have what it takes to achieve this naturally. And to that I say, just because you can't do something with your body, just because you don't have the mental capacity, just because you don't have the drive to achieve that physique, does not mean that there isn't others out there who can. I'm eating every 2 hours. Are you? The majority of what I eat is extremely clean food. My meals are extremely boring. I know that the masses of America would not be able to go through the diet that I myself eat on a daily basis, just because they would get too sick of it. Eating brown rice and chicken time after time after time again, it gets old. It gets extremely old. But I understand that the benefits outweigh the cons. I mean, and there really aren't many cons besides you get tired of eating the same food. As soon as you realize that food is simply food. As soon as you realize that food is simply fuel for the body and not meant to be anything more than that, you will be much better off in your fitness journey. I had a professor once tell me, he was talking about how people often love food, an object which is simply here to fuel our body. And the idea of that is really crazy. It really is. You need to separate yourself. As crazy as this sounds, you need to separate yourself emotionally from food. And if you're sad, don't go binge eating some potato chips or whatever your thing is. Whenever it's late and you're watching TV, put your snacks away. Go back to your meals. Eating every 2 hours is much more beneficial than snacking on foods here and there. Get real meals in with quality food. Your chicken, tuna, salmon. Those are all good, clean sources of protein. And in the morning, egg whites. As far as carbs go, you got sweet potatoes, brown rice. If you're gonna go for breads, do wheat bread instead of white. Wheat pastas instead of pasta. Just small changes, I promise, will make the biggest difference in your diet. Just because you're not willing to push yourself to the limits does not mean someone else will not. Does not mean that someone else cannot achieve a great body naturally. I have a good friend of mine who explained it really well, in the fact that he chalks it all up to genetic outliers. So, for example, one of the most prominent, greatest basketball players that we have to date, LeBron James. Now, you can't tell me that if we all put in the same amount of work that LeBron James did to get in the spot he's at, that we would all be as great as LeBron James at basketball. It's just not true. He is genetically gifted to where he had the physical attributes necessary to be in the position that he is now. But on top of that genetic ability, he put in the work. He put in the hours day after day after day to get to the point he is at now. It's not just one or the other. It's not that he was working hard all the time and just put in the hours. That's not what got him where it was. And it's not just the fact that he has great genetics, great athleticism, and he just kind of walked through high school and got drafted after high school to the NBA. No, you put the two together. He has great genetics and a great work ethic as well. You put the two together with great genetics and a great work ethic. How can you go wrong? And that's what you need to understand. Not everybody has the same genetics in the bodybuilding world. I mean, just look at all the different physiques you can see whenever go scroll through your Instagram. You might find some stuff, but I can't talk today. I cannot talk today. Yeah. You might find some physiques that are similar, but you're never gonna find any that are exactly alike. I mean, that should show you right there. Genetics play a huge role. So maybe you aren't the most gifted genetically, but I will say you can still put in an immense amount of work and achieve the body that you are most likely looking for. So don't come up to me and just accuse me of using steroids. It's extremely it's extremely disrespectful, and to me at this point it feels like you're just throwing all the hard work I put into my physique just out the window. You know, am I gifted genetically? Sure, maybe, probably. But at the same time, I'm 23 years old right now. I've been lifting for almost a decade. At 23, almost half my life. So I mean, when am I gonna get credit for that? So that's just something I wanted to get off my chest. And to those of you who are genuinely curious, thinking that I was taking steroids, I'm not. Honest answer. But after so many accusations, it just gets old, you know. It gets old. At some point, I want the credit where it's due. You know, I had my high school basketball coach actually. He said it, or he had a statement, and I strongly believe that he was 100% correct to this day. And that statement was, the generation that we live in today is what he would call the microwave generation, meaning that everything we want it right now. We want it right now in front of us, and we don't want to put the work in to get it, which is absurd. But I mean, that's just what comes with society today. With whoa! I'm over here getting attacked by birds. Tell me we saw that. Tell me we saw that. Why do they even get this close to me? There's like 12 of them. They're small, but what do I do against 12 fast little birds with sharp beaks? What do I do? I'm not trying to hurt a little birdie either, but they were coming after my life. How do you handle that situation? I want answers. I'm lost. I don't even know what I was talking about. I just saw my life flash before my eyes. What was I talking about? But it makes sense with society that we have today, with smartphones, you know, the internet at the touch of our fingers, social media. You see all these extravagant things, but that's not what it is in reality. I mean, everybody wants this glamorous lifestyle, but nobody's out here putting in the work. You know, just because you go to the gym, you take a quick selfie to prove that you were there, doesn't mean you put in the work necessary to get the body that you're really looking for. It's so easy to go in the gym, get distracted, start talking, and do a couple exercises here and there and call it a day. But at the end of the day, are you really benefiting yourself with that? No. If you want change, you need to work for change. You have to go to the gym, put your headphones on, block everybody else out, and grind. You know, focus on your rest times. Make sure you're not taking 5 minutes between each of your sets. And really, I mean, push yourself. If you're going to the gym and you're repping, you know, you're doing your 4 sets of 12 over and over and over again, or whatever rep range you're doing. But if you're hitting the number in your head every time, you are not pushing yourself enough. You're not. If you're on set 4 and you say you're gonna get 12 reps, you should be failing, in my opinion, at 10 or 11 most times. If you get it, great, awesome, congratulations, you're getting stronger. But majority of the time, you should be failing on your later sets because you're pushing yourself that hard. And that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion, and that's how I train, because I know I want to grow, and I know that the only way my body is going to grow at this point is to push it to its limit. So that's what I do. That's what I do whenever I go to the gym. I know what I'm trying to become, and I also know the work that it's going to take to get there. So whenever I go to the gym, I do my best to make sure that I am not slacking, and that I am pushing myself to my limit. But at the end of the day, once you get to a certain point in whatever it is you're going after, once you get to a certain level, you will always have haters. They're always going to be out there. The internet is full of them. Unfortunately, in today's day and age, there is way more negativity on the internet than there is positivity. And why? I'll never know. It blows my mind to think that there are people who go out of their way to bring someone else down. People who go out of their way to comment something extremely negative and unnecessary on someone's post, on someone's video, on whatever it is, and for what? For what? Like, what are they getting out of the negative commentary they just threw at that person for absolutely no reason? It's crazy, and I hope that none of you are those type of people. One thing that I would love to be able to do and just make the smallest impact on is just spread positivity throughout the internet. You know, and I feel like there's a lot of negative connotations that go with going to the gym and lifting weights. You know, you have many self-conscious people who are afraid to step foot into a gym because you know, in their minds, people are going to be making fun of them. And in most cases, honestly, that's not true at all. You know, in my local gym, anyways, I feel like we're a very welcoming community. But the internet is not the same. You know, far too often I've seen posts on the internet of someone who is clearly new to the gym, and they're just over there grilling them, just having a day. And to me, it's like, why are you going to go and humiliate or attempt to humiliate? Why are you going to go attempt to humiliate? Why are you going to go attempt to humiliate this person rather than going over to them, being a great person and helping them with whatever their issue is? If you see somebody lifting with incorrect form, why are you going to Snapchat them and send it to all your friends rather than going over there and helping them with what they're messing up on? I just feel like we as a community could do so much more to benefit each other rather than tear each other down. And hopefully we'll start to see some progress throughout the years. But you never know. However, that is all I've got for you guys today. Thank you for listening to my vlog / rant. How do you say it? How do you say it? Is it caramel or is it caramel? Is it potato? Is it potato? Give me the answers. Anyways, that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you learned something, and I hope maybe that I could have helped to change your perspective on things. But I really appreciate it. If you like the vlog, feel free to subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram, on my Twitter, whatever it is you use. I probably have one. Come find me, and I'll catch you next time.